Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Age of Strife.
Hey,
Hi.
We're in peril. That's how I feel, at least.
This music, Neil.
do we still hear the harp?
No, it faded away fairly quickly. It was there for maybe
Oh.
20 or 30 seconds, and then it vanished.
I
Do
guess
we have any sense of direction of any of these noises that come out?
They're really quiet, so you can't quite tell where they're coming from. There's something in the distance. It's probably not coming from behind you, since you just walked that way, so...
I guess we have heard stories about the Shadewood, and I think one of the rumors that's been popular, or at least semi-popular enough for us to notice, is that deserters that fled the war set up home in the Shadewood, and that they might still just be living on their own in here. So we could just make some new friends.
I suggest that after we travel another amount we've just traveled, half a mile, we light up a torch and have a good walk around.
Some annoying
Well, and-
chicken running around in here.
You don't see
Yeah,
any
I'm sure.
chickens.
Hearing a lot of sounds.
Maybe I'm hearing things.
Jeff, you're muted.
Thank you. You said the music trailed off. Did the song finish, or did it sound like they were walking away? Like did the music just slowly?
It sounds like one of those things where you're listening to a distant conversation and then maybe like some wind picks up and you lose the conversation for a minute, and when the wind dies back down you can't hear it. No? It's just at the edge of your hearing for all these things.
All right, let's keep on going. I guess.
Okay. You continue to walk into the woods.
Yep.
The good news is if we keep on walking, eventually we'll be walking out of the woods.
Yeah, that's true. That was Luther's kind of plan, is just keep walking, and if we walk out, fine.
We'll eventually see the lighthouse.
Yeah.
So, you guys are walking into the woods. Let's make some checks here. Okay, can I get perception checks from the party?
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Good lord.
that's a good one.
Oh, mine's good too.
So I'm still at the front of the party. I'll be looking back at the Luther and Stefan just to make sure they're still there every now and then.
They are. It's difficult to see them, but but they're there.
Maybe we should tie each other together with rope. Just know that we're still there.
Sorry, I missed those checks. What were they? They were 32, 17, and 28. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Jeff, in the dimness of the forest, you see something moving behind you. Kind of just slips from behind one set of foliage to behind a tree, and then just doesn't come out the other side. It's at a distance, and it's kind of shadowy. But there's definitely something about 6 feet tall moving.
I'll call out, who's there, and stop and turn.
I'll stop and turn and look at Stefan. What did you see?
Over there, something bad outside, fitted, gone now. Watch out. Keep an eye out all around us. Hello?
No response.
I think Luther saw where Jeff was pointing out that he was, and
There's that sound again.
Luther's just gonna kind of creep over to try and get a look at the area where.
Did you point out the area to him? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was to the right.
It was behind you from the area where you came in.
Right. Back over your shoulder.
Okay. I turn around and just have a little bit of an investigation.
Okay. You make your way towards the trees in question and peer around them, but see nothing.
Well, I turn around and walk back towards everyone, and I just shrug. Say, it must have disappeared.
Yeah, I don't like this. Let's get going, but keep aware.
Okay. You keep creeping through the forests when you start to hear the sounds of people talking.
I'm gonna just stop, turn to the party. Like, there's just so many voices in here.
Yeah, I wonder if they're.
I can't tell.
Which direction?
Everywhere.
Neil, can we try and determine a direction?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check at -5.
No.
No dice.
Oh, let's try it.
Luther, they're coming from inside your head.
Nah, we have no idea.
I guess we just make a circle.
Like that, they're gone.
No, I don't think we should make a circle in here. I think we keep going straight, and if we get to the other side, we get to the other side.
How can we tell if we're going straight in this thing? Like, we've been going around so many trees.
Well, I've been trying to just keep our bearings. I know the way we entered, if we just keep going straight, we'll get out. But I assume
figured-
we're still going straight.
I figure if we try to do a circle, we'll probably end up going straight.
Maybe. Let's just keep going. This is...
It's only so big. We'll come out soon.
Okay. You keep trudging through when Luther, your foot kicks against something, which isn't unusual through a dim forest. But when you glance down, you see a corpse. Not really a corpse, an old skeleton. It has rusted chainmail on it. There is a kind of rotted leather scabbard at its side, still with the metal tip at one end of it, but the rest of it's kind of fallen apart. You must have kicked its hand, which was outstretched to one side, holding a rusted steel short sword in it.
Okay.
Kind of partially buried under a bush is a small shield.
Okay. I think seeing this, I jump up and probably make a bit of a scared noise. And I say there's a body.
What?
Dead?
What? Oh.
Yes, it's a skeleton, but that was scary.
Yeah, but is it gonna stay dead like the rest of them?
Well, I kicked it. It seems quite dead. I look down and examine it. Does the chainmail look too rusty to be reclaimed?
Yeah, the whole thing is rusted both sides. You might be able to melt it down for metal, but there's no way you could repair this. It's trashed.
Yeah, I'll just
Still-
ignore it then.
It still would be worth a fair bit though, wouldn't it? If the muckers are the only source of steel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
could take it
sword.
and reclaim it for parts. Melt it down.
No.
What about the sword and shield?
The shield was made out of wood, and it's kind of falling apart. The sword is also long gone.
I'll be honest, Stefan. This is not the most welcoming place, and from what we've seen before, I think it's best we leave the dead be.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Then perhaps you shouldn't. Then perhaps you shouldn't go about kicking them.
I didn't see him. Yeah, I'll do my best in the future. How about that?
You guys look up from the body and noticed a small wave of mist kind of rolling in from the depths of the forest.
Is it clearly that it's unusual? Is it just like, could it just be normal mist, or is it going against the wind, or is it?
There's no wind. This place is deathly still, but it is mist moving in your direction. It's not necessarily unusual. Mist appears in all sorts of places, usually on the coasts or near large bodies of water with a nice temperature difference, but perfectly reasonable for there to be a wall of mist moving towards you in the forest.
Look, you've sold me.
Yeah.
Guys, what's that? Mist here?
Well, shall we decide on a good point of where we just turn and run when we've gone too far? We're almost there, aren't we?
How far have we gone? Do we have any idea?
Maybe. Or it's been a couple of miles. Definitely a couple of miles. You're in the forest for surezies.
We're too far in to turn around. We should just keep going straight.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for these bodies, and I don't know what that mist is.
Right.
Luther's getting scared.
Ufa, as I said earlier, let's light a torch up. It's just too dark. Even if we're attracting attention to ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the torch will dissipate that mist, so that's one good thing, because that this is not helping the ambience of this area.
Yeah. As I guess somebody's lighting a torch, I mumble under my breath. Martha's
Yeah, I'll light a torch.
Okay. You light a torch. It sputters. It starts when a large gust of wind blows through the area and knocks your torch out immediately. And moments later, vanishes.
Oh. Where the...
And we can hear chanting now. Do you hear that chanting?
I'm trying
Let's keep moving. Let's go.
hang on, I'm trying to get this torch going. I will again light the torch.
Okay. It stays lit.
Okay. Let's get a move on. Keep your eyes out for the temple. Make sure you don't walk over any dead bodies like I did.
Shall we pick up the pace?
We shall follow your wisdom on that.
Let's just get going.
How are the donkeys responding in this forest?
Not very well. Now that you've stopped for a little while, they're hard to get going again.
Right, the donkeys don't like it here either.
I wouldn't think so. Let's just keep going.
Is no one concerned about what Ginger said about the chanting and singing that is becoming steadily louder and louder?
Can we figure out where it is?
Yeah.
Give me perception checks at -5 again.
If Luther can't figure out where it is, he's just...
24. 18.
23.
Okay. Stefan and Luther... Stefan, you are 100% positive it is coming from the north side of the forest. Luther, you are sure it's coming from behind you.
It's north. I'm certain.
No, it's definitely behind us.
No, it's very clearly north. You didn't see the body down there.
Do you want to go towards the chanting or away from it? That's what we need to know.
If we knew where it was, I think it would be a good idea, but God, this is really loud. Also,
It is. I mean, towards.
I'm quite sure it's behind us.
No, it's absolutely north, and it makes sense. It's the thickest part of the forest. That would be the sense.
Although, I guess if it was behind us, we'd have seen it, wouldn't we?
You guys speak up. There's a lot of voices in my head right now.
How can it possibly be behind us? Because that's where we came from. Certainly, it's
fine. Let's go north. We need to figure out what this is.
We need to talk to them and find out what's if they are the abandoned deserters. There's certainly some civilization here, but I get the feeling they're starting to fuck with us.
You guys head north. Can I get... no, actually, no checks. Okay. So, you guys are walking northward. Ginger's in the front, Luther's in the middle, Stefan's in the back.
I think I'm in the back.
Luther's in the back, Stefan's in the middle.
Yeah.
The sounds of the forest are beginning to become deafening.
All right.
Everywhere.
When they start becoming deafening, I'm gonna take out my horn and hold it above my head and turn to the guys. Just like, there's just too much sound.
This is wrong. There's no one here, and there's so much noise. Let's get out of here. I want out. This is wrong. This is not a civilization. This is whispers that are deafening. Let's get out. Turn east. Turn east.
All right. So I'm gonna move over to the rest of them and hope for Woofer. What do you do as I hold my horn up?
Unless
What do you
brother,
want to, what's the horn for? Do you want us to blow our horns?
Well, I want to blow the horn just to stop the loud noises, but I don't know if that'll work.
Let's do it then.
brother, you wanted to harness the magic. Well, here's your chance.
We don't know what this is. Let's blow the horn and see what happens.
It sure as hell ain't natural.
I don't see anyone to be making these noises, so I'm going to assume it's not.
That's the point.
I'm gonna blow my horn into the darkness at this point. As loud as possible.
It doesn't blow.
Fuck, let's get out of here right now. I don't usually swear, but that's too creepy.
Let's keep going.
The voices continue to get louder as you move east. I think you guys end up picking up the pace. The donkeys are very willing to move in this direction. As you guys struggle forward, Luther, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
I start and spin around.
You see a person, an old man, maybe 70 or 80 years old, wearing tattered clothes, got deep-set eyes, kind of dark shadows underneath them, and he's kind of tapping at you gently. The rest of you at the party can't hear or see what's going on because they're moving forward and it's loud in here.
Do we notice him stop?
No, he's behind you.
I spin around and I who are you? What is this?
You came in. Would you like a cup of tea?
Where? What is this? Who are
Don't
you?
be shy. It's on the house.
I don't see a house.
So you don't want any tea?
Oh, I'd love tea, but first I need to figure out.
Come in.
No. Okay.
Please.
Who are
Just-
you?
Why? I'm Bartholomew, the proprietor. Wouldn't you
What?
like some tea?
No, my family's here.
Wouldn't you like some tea?
I shout out for them. I say, guys,
Wouldn't you like some tea?
I
Wouldn't you like some tea?
let me get my family, and we might have tea. Just let me.
Wouldn't you like some tea?
No. And I turn around and just, do I see anyone? Do I see Ginger?
In the distance, you can see the donkeys.
Okay, I run off towards them, assuming they didn't hear me.
Eventually, the party just goes into full sprint.
Do I get up to them? 'Cause
Yeah.
I want to tell them
You
about
eventually-
this crazy old man.
Well, you eventually catch up to them, but you guys run for maybe 15 minutes or so before you break out of the edge of the forest. It is nighttime. You're back out of the Shadewood. It's
They're in
dark.
there all the time. Guys, did you not hear me in there?
Couldn't hear anything. The voices were in my head.
There was a man. He tapped me on the shoulder. He was asking if
No, man. What? Asking?
he asked if I wanted tea. He said his name was Bartholomew. He said,
Tea?
do you want to come in? But there's nowhere to go.
Oh, so you just want to go back in and hang out with your ghost friends? So no, we're off.
I was trying to get your attention so we could figure out.
Well, so you could learn magic from this tea maker.
No, so we could figure out what's going on.
Yeah, no, that's we're out of here.
He
Let's go
tapped me
back. Get
on the
out.
shoulder.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. There was no one there. There was no house. There was no tea.
The
There
man
was
was
just
definitely there.
whispers.
I don't know what he may have been a ghost. I don't know, but there's someone was talking to me, and I could hear him. I don't know. Ugh.
As long as
We
you don't take the tea, right?
well, you didn't stop to
He
let
was
us
very
know. So
I told him I didn't want tea, and I ran off because
you think there's people that could actually live in that?
I don't know.
With
I
those?
don't know what's going on. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's something
I-
in there, but we don't know where it is.
Do you still want to learn the secrets of magic, brother?
That's irrelevant right now.
What
Is
else
it-
could have created that rather than magic?
It could be magic, but that's not all the magic there is in the world. Regardless, what are we? Are we just going back home? Are we never going to come back here again? Because there's definitely something there. But I don't know what we can do.
Well, I I want nothing to do with it, but we
We weren't harmed. It was terrifying, but we weren't harmed. I don't understand that place.
we need a instrument, something we can play to provide a counterbalance to.
That sounds
Except
ridiculous.
Oh,
it doesn't. None of us can play an instrument,
Why
so
didn't the horn work?
yeah.
well, because of the magical sounds going on.
That doesn't make. Why would that stop a horn? That doesn't make sense.
Well, if magic can stop someone from seeing, it can stop someone from hearing.
Mm-hmm.
What a terrible,
And-
cursed place. Let's just get out of here. I'm sure there's unknown riches in there, but we can't find it. Maybe we could, but we don't know where it is.
I agree. Let's head back around camp, away from the forest, even if it means it takes us 3 hours in the darkness.
We could hole up in the lighthouse for the night, though it's a bit far away.
We left our wagon, didn't we? So we do have to
And
go.
on the other side.
But we do have our tent and all that sort of thing, so we can just camp anywhere here.
Well, the lighthouse is a. Well, we I think it was safe. It's worth going back there. We can close the door at least instead of a tent.
Yeah, I'd like to be inside.
It's dark
It's
now.
nighttime
kinda
already. It's night.
Well, I'd like to
that's
get
another 7
inside.
miles.
7
I want to get
miles.
inside too.
Can we see the coastal lighthouse from where we are?
No, it
Yeah,
is.
I guess if we can't, we have no way of knowing how to get there, really.
all you see is to your side. The way that you just exited is the Shadewood, and it's dark, so everything else is well. What day? Hold on. What's the moon cycle like? It's about a half moon.
I don't know. I'd have
You
to-
can actually see behind you is the Shadewood, in front of you is the Tuk Tuk Mountains. You can make out their silhouette in the moonlight.
So we came out the north? How did we get here? Oh. Well, anyway,
As I told you, we were walking in circles the whole time there, brother. You try and walk in a straight line when there's trees. I don't know how you do that.
well, the lighthouse is to the east, but let's just set up camp. Let's get away from this forest and set up camp somewhere.
I don't want to go any further north towards the swamp, so I'd say here is probably best. The whispers have died down. Obviously, the magic only extends to the shades.
Oh, okay.
And I guess we're just going to set up camp here. And Luther is he says he'll stay up all night to watch.
Hold on. How long were we in the Shadewood for?
We came in when it was morning. I don't know how we were in there that long.
I know, we've been in there for the whole day. We didn't even stop for lunch.
No.
All right.
Well, let's set up camp and get back home tomorrow, hopefully.
All right. You make
Yeah.
camp. Stefan and Ginger go to sleep. Luther, can you make me a perception check?
Yeah. That guy better not show up with his tea again. Oh, please.
By the way, Neil, did I heal anything on our journey
Nope.
across to here on the first day?
Oh, the first day you would have healed 1 HP. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, Luther, you make camp and you stay up.
Yeah, I guess I'm
There's
too.
no wood for a fire
terrified.
unless you go back into the Shadewood to get some.
And he's not going back to the Shadewood.
So you stay out. It's a little cold. Your siblings are inside the tent, I assume, to keep watch. You stay outside the tent.
Yeah.
Not very much watching from inside, so it's chilly. And hours pass as you stay up all night. The cold. And eventually, Stefan and Ginger wake up.
I'm guessing we probably didn't get a very good night's sleep.
Nope. But as you wake up, it's still dark out.
What in the world? I look up at the moon. And just
It's actually still in the same position
have I
from when you
noticed
went to bed.
it hasn't been moving?
No, stars and the moon are all in the same spot.
What's going
Okay,
on?
They wake up and I say, guys, there's something wrong. The moon's been in the same place all night. It's
Well-
still night. You all slept. It's still night.
Where have you led us, brother? Do you deny magic now?
I never
see how-
denied. I don't know
How are
what's.
we gonna get
We need to
out?
figure out what's going on and stop quibbling about.
Let's get back to Wadsworth. Maybe if we travel far away, we'll be able to escape its influence.
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe
we have to go back. Maybe something's wrong. Maybe we have to go back in.
Go back in?
I'm not going back in the
No.
forest.
No, we're going back to Wadsworth.
It's night. So we were in there. We don't know how much time passed. We came out. It's been night. The moon stayed in the same exact place. It can't. I don't know if going back to Wadsworth is going to help. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think it's very bad.
Okay, we're taking a vote here because your leadership has led us to Endless Night. So, and quite frankly, I'm scared out of my wits. So, Ginger,
I want to go back to Wadsworth,
I want to go back to Wadsworth as well. So that's a decision. You can
but
stay here. And go
also,
across.
I just have to point out, I'm hearing the chanting again.
Are we hearing the chanting, Neil?
If you're hearing chanting, then you're hearing chanting.
Right. Okay.
Maybe Autumn is just getting a little crazy.
I want to go as far away as possible, and I'm going to take out my horn and blow it as loud as I can and point it at the forest.
It
Yeah,
echoes
just go
out
down.
loudly.
All right, we'll go even because I've brought too much attention now. That's the vote. That's the whole party vote done.
Very good. All right. Let's go back, get the cart, and go. Actually, stuff the cart. Let's just go.
All right. It looks like Stefan and Ginger pack up the tent on the donkeys and start heading out. Luther, what are you? Are you going back to the forest
He's thinking about it.
by yourself in the
He's
night,
thinking about it.
in the dark?
Well, I'm guessing you can still talk with us before we do leave.
Yeah, it
this.
takes a while to pack up.
If we get halfway to Wadsworth and it's still night, we have to come back. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like we have to come back. We can't just let it stay night forever. I don't know
Okay,
what's
yes.
happening. Maybe we're
I will. If we travel for a distance and the night continues, then yes, it's obvious that it is on us, not local. So yes, but we need to try getting away from it first.
okay. Fine.
You guys head west.
Yeah, probably to the River Grove, I'm guessing. To the northern tip.
I mean, certainly have to pass by at least.
Okay. You guys trek westward as the sky begins to cloud and a gentle rain begins to fall.
Does light come with that rain?
No, it doesn't.
I guess maybe he can't see the moon anymore, but while he can, Luther just keeps an eye on the moon.
Okay, yeah. Eventually, the moon is obscured by the rain, and you guys walk for hours in the rain until you kind of almost stumble into River Grove. And without moonlight or starlight to see by, it's kind of just trudging, hoping you're hitting an area. And at least, hopefully, this is River Grove. It's a forest.
So it's the only forest we know about that's nearby. That's for sure.
Yeah, and you definitely were headed west this whole time. I mean, it's dark, but it'd be really crazy if you got turned around 180 degrees.
Even if we did, we'd hit ocean. So that's what Luther's assuming is the River Grove for sure.
Definitely.
If it's the River Grove, we're not going in. And as
I
long
don't
as
think
we...
the centaurs like people entering the River Grove.
Okay, guys, we're at where we said we'd be, and it's still not getting lighter.
You know, we've been going for how long have we been going? We know it's been hours. But
We've been walking for hours.
You slept for hours. We've been walking for hours. It's still nighttime. we have to figure this out.
I think you're maybe right. We have to face whatever this is, or face endless night.
There was
Brother?
a sound coming from within the woods.
I guess, assuming this is the River Grove, Luther blows his horn. Since we're on the outskirts, he just wants to find someone to talk to, really.
The horn makes a very clear, piercing sound that cuts through the rain. And you guys find yourself moments later surrounded by 6 centaurs with their spears pointed at you.
What?
2 from directly from the side, and then 2 from below and 2 from above.
Oh, these might be the other centaurs.
They show up. These ones have red paint on their faces and have extra spears strapped to their sides. The lead one grunts at you and jabs a spear in your direction threateningly.
We come in peace, centaurs. Have you noticed what's going on? It's been night for a long time, hasn't it? Too long.
They are making threatening gestures with their spears.
Luther, he holds his hands up. I don't know what else they want him to do. We'll leave if you want us to. We're just trying to find out what's going on.
One of the lead ones takes a spear and points to the side, to the north. At least what was used to be north.
All right, we go that way.
Yeah, I nod and...
Alright, the centaurs follow you. Kind of lose them in the night, but you can kind of hear their hoofbeats in the distance.
Well, they were certainly not as friendly as the last lot. Amazing how
I assume
hospitable they are when you don't come with ale.
I assume they understood common, but I don't think they wanted to talk.
Eventually,
No, that was the impression I got.
the light rain stops, and you notice from the east is a lightning sky. Kind of like a light blue, or some oranges and a light blue, and you lose the sound of the horse hoofbeats, and the sun eventually rises in the east. Find yourselves moving around the River Grove and towards Wadsworth as the clouds kind of recede over the Blackthorn Forest. And it is a
Daylight.
normal day, right?
It's
Definitely a
day.
normal day.
If we ever go back to the Shadewood, we'll bring the eternal fire to that eternal darkness.
I agree, sister. That was my plan from the start, and I
Yeah,
still
but you didn't have enough oil at the time, not for that place.
Even now, I don't know that's wise. But let's get back to Wadsworth. And hope everything's okay.
Yes, let's get back to Wadsworth, and then perhaps this time follow my idea of going to the village.
Okay. You guys travel for the rest of the day. I guess this only takes a half a day to get back to Wadsworth. And you do. Eventually make it back inside the city. Everyone's kind of going about their business.
They're human beings here.
They're human beings, as far as you can tell. At least they look like humans. They look alive.
I think Luther wants to head straight back to the estate.
Actually, I'm going to approach the gates first and hail the guards.
One
Hail.
of the guards waves. Hail!
Any issues? What's the weather been like?
Raining?
Overly
About-
dark?
Only dark? Excuse me,
Overly
Lord, I
dark?
don't quite understand what you're saying.
Has it been overly dark?
Well, yes, it was raining. It's quite overcast for a day.
Okay, very good. Well, it's good to be back.
Okay.
That answers that question. It was pretty normal here, so that only affected us, so that Shaywood is cursed.
As soon as we get back, I'm going to gather the High Council.
The High Council?
What is
Yeah.
the
What is
High
that?
Council?
AKA us, Joseph, and William.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys make it back to your estate and settle in. You gather your family around you.
Oh, what's his name? Has our young soldier guy turned up? What's his name? Ronald, yeah.
Ronald McDonald.
I think we must have sent one of our socialites and someone to fetch him.
No, but you hear that Kel Reginald came by while you were gone and was informed that Ronald is a potential... your family talked to him, and he said that he would go off and fetch Reginald and bring him up. So he's on his way.
Okay, yeah,
Very
I just like them two to meet each other so Reginald can size them up.
Sure.
Also, it shows the that Reginald has the ability to think for himself. This is very promising.
Quite good. Former retainer to the Countess. Seems like we're moving up in the world.
It does. This is very, very good. Now we just need to find some actual gold to pay for all of this.
So
And we've now lost our caravan.
the five of you are gathered in the main parlor downstairs. What do you have to
Joseph.
discuss?
Joseph, we went to. Do you remember you told us about the temple in the Shadewood?
He nods. Yes, very old building. I think that's where some deserters actually took refuge back during the war.
Well, yeah, we heard about all that. We didn't find the temple. The Shadewood is it's something strange happened there. There are all these voices and music and whispering, and a man. He suddenly appeared behind me and tapped me on the shoulder and asked me if I wanted tea. There wasn't any buildings there. I don't know where he came from. And then we
Did
finally.
I correctly see that you guys left with a wagon full of ale? And you no longer have the wagon or ale?
We spoke
is
to the
correct.
centaurs and gave them the ale. The wagon we left outside the Shadewood because of all the crazy stuff that's happening in there. We got
And we got-
outside.
Are you sure you didn't just drink yourself into a stupor and imagine the whole thing?
No, we didn't drink it all.
I wish.
Listen.
In fact, I've got a drink right now in my hand as we're talking.
No, listen.
Shaking.
We escaped the Shadewood finally. We went in morning and it was night. I don't know how that happened. I don't think we were in there that long.
It's
And-
the evils of magic.
Anyway, yeah. Well, we got out there. We made camp. I kept watch all night, and the moon didn't move, and it stayed dark. And then we went on walking. We ended up at the Shadewood and saw some centaurs we hadn't met before, and they weren't very kind. But it was still dark, and eventually the sun rose. But it took so long. There's something magical about that forest. I'm sure of it.
And we're now a wagon down, and we've also got no profit. In fact, we made a loss out of those 3 barrels. You find out that giants are not very friendly, and that centaurs enjoy witchcraft.
As I said, the ale is cheap, and goodwill with the centaurs is worth it.
The goodwill, you saw the goodwill when we encountered them on the way out.
Those were not. We had not seen centaurs with red paint before. Those are
You saw the goodwill after we exchanged gifts, and then they started trying to pick fights with us, which we had to leave very quickly from.
People have disagreements, as I said before.
That wasn't a disagreement. They were ready to murder us. Those centaurs are just
We seem to
animals.
get off scot-free. I don't think they're ready to murder us at all.
Oh, really? If we'd stayed there for another 10 minutes, we would have been horse hoofs. Horse hoof fodder.
William speaks up and says, now, you called me here for a reason.
We called
No,
you
not really.
to tell you about the Shadewood. That's what I wanted to do. I don't know what was going on. I don't
Well,
know what you've heard about it.
If what you say is true, then perhaps that place is best avoided.
I would say so, yes.
Why didn't you
Well-
tell me that you were bringing on Kel Reginald as a captain of the guard?
Well, he showed up the other day, and he told us that he'd heard that we were interested in having a captain of the guard. He did tell us to give you his regards, but we were caught up in this idea to go to the Shadewood, so I guess it slipped our minds. What do you
A
know
good
about
man.
him?
He served under me during the raid on Nixon.
Oh, well, that's good to hear.
Uh,
I suppose you know he just has one hand now.
I had heard he was badly wounded. He
Another
was cared
thing-
for by someone else's medic, so I never saw him again after that. Didn't know if he
Yes.
had lived or died.
Another thing that was very strange. He seemed to think you were dead.
Takes
I
a lot
don't-
more than a little witchcraft to kill me.
I don't know how that word's gotten around, but it seems quite strange.
Well, you know
Probably
how
'cause-
rumors spread. One person says, they saw a frog in the woods, and 6 people later, they saw a frog riding a horse in the woods. Word travels fast, but not always accurately.
It's probably because you're sitting here lingering in the manner of have not been out and about. You're sitting there slowly turning to mush.
You're
Father?
saying that I'm wasting away? Come on,
No,
head
you-
out to the
you
sparring
just said
room.
that.
Even without my eyes, I'll still whoop you.
Father,
Go get the practice swords.
I suppose you.
Did-
It's a
Father-
funny story about that.
Father, does that mean you're actually going to teach me the arming sword after all these years, like you promised?
Oh, I'll teach you the arming sword, all right. Come here.
I think you might need to learn about the arming sword, to be honest, because the short swords, they didn't work out too well earlier.
There was frog goo all over it. I slipped. Okay?
How can you slip so badly that you would hit Ginger?
Well,
Unbelievable.
It was.
gliding off my shield.
All right. I think the family descends into typical family bickering. And
Yeah.
let's wrap up the session and do experience. Okay, so you defeated a troop of frog raiders.
They were like 7th level goblins, right?
There were 1-hit die goblins.
Oh, baby, that'd be a strong goblin.
Let's see.
Did we defeat the knight? Is that...
The night. Oh, the NIGHT. Not
Yeah.
KIGHT.
the everlasting knight?
Let's get experience for the goblin bit. You talked with the centaurs again. Did some dealings with them. Made some back and forth. You have hired on a captain of the guard. That's experience in and of a reward in and of itself, but for a nice negotiation and everything that seemed to go fairly well, I'll tack on a little extra experience. You went through the Shadewood. We'll call that exploration of a new area,
Yeah.
and you got out alive. Turned back in time. Would have been interesting to see you guys continue after it got deafeningly loud, but maybe next week.
I don't know about that.
Let's see. Anything
Maybe
else?
when we're on 9th level or something.
No, kind of a low XP session. So let's add some role-playing experience in there. Divide it by 3 people, and let's bring home 525 a person.
Nice. So now we're at 34.44.
I wasn't doing that. I was just believing you.
Yeah, I think it's 3,444.
535? What was the number again?
525, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a level up, of course.
Really?
Oh,
What do you guys
no, I
have?
don't think so.
You're not at 4K
3, 4,
yet.
4, 4, 4. Nah.
Okay.
3,004, 3, no 4. Yeah, just thought it's not a level. Next level's at. I don't know what the next level is. I'll get my hand.
4,000.
Yeah, 4,000.
4,000 for us.
So we can get that next session. It's likely.
Yeah.
And next session is that Tuesday.
Yes, our next session is going to be Tuesday the 13th. That is 3 days from here at our regularly scheduled time. I'm excited to get another session in so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
I'm
think
very
with
excited about that.
Tuesday, we will bring on Kel Reginald as the captain of your guard, and we'll bring in his younger brother as a squire. I have to figure out his name and get his stats done and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But that'll all be done offline because I am moving tomorrow, Sunday, so you won't see me. I know tomorrow's normally a streaming day for us here, but not this day, time around, and Monday will be another off day. So the next stream is actually going to be the next Age of Strife stream because there's no more streaming today while I pack to move.
So, can I just say, Neil, you've been doing quite a bit of moving. Like, does it get any easier?
Dude, I have moved. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
My
13.
God.
This will be my 13th time moving in 6 years.
That's ridiculous. Do you even bother unboxing now?
No, sometimes I don't. It's just pull out the gear that I need, leave a lot of things in boxes. Maybe
Definitely a lot
times
more
it's-
convenient.
7. And look, I've been moving a lot. I'm getting real freaking tired of moving around. And I'll be
No
moving
shit.
in like another 6 months again when we go somewhere. But then, and after those 6 months, we'll be moving to somewhere permanently for 3 years. And that'll be the longest I'll live in one spot for a long
Lovely.
time. And I'm hoping to God that I can get a single place and not bounce around anymore. I'm done moving.
Absolutely.
No, let's pray to the internet god for good internet
Yeah,
wherever you're living.
I know. Well, anything you guys want to say before we close out the show for this week?
Yes. I'm now going to be preparing and DMing my Sunday session.
How much sleep did you end up getting?
I worked it out because actually when I got home, I actually stayed up for a little bit talking with Mel. So I actually didn't get to sleep until 3, and I got the phone call from you guys at 4:30. So I got an hour and a half.
So D&D, hour and a half of sleep, D&D, no sleep, plan session, play D&D.
Yeah,
So that's a lot of D&D in 24 hours. That's like 3 sessions.
I know my life D&D balance may be slightly out of whack. At the moment. Hey, at least I do have Sunday afternoon now, since I don't have to go to bed early to wake up for the Monday session. So
Yay!
Yeah.
there's a silver lining there.
Right. Anyone else have anything to say before we sign out?
Now I'm gonna just plan some more D&D as well, but mine's on Thursdays, so time.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not doing anything fancy like that, but I'll probably get some Civ in this weekend. I started playing online the other day, and that's been fun.
Cool.
I think a lot of fun.
All right. Well, that's it. Also, last thing, marathon stream on Wednesday. It's only a short one, only 24 hours, but it's going to be XCOM 2 the whole way through, unless we finish it in under 24 hours, which I doubt. So if you want to submit a character to join the roster of people that will die defending the Earth from aliens, check out the Reddit thread or the video on YouTube, and that'll explain how to do all the things. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. See you next time.
Bye.